curious if this will get me demonetized. Anyway. No, I'm actually gonna smoke out of this though, because I want to actually be high. But drop the lighter. I wanted to say that it's now been, well, on the 7th, so 2 days ago, was me and my girlfriend's 1-year anniversary. And I don't know, it's just crazy because it feels like time goes by so fast. It doesn't feel like it's been a year already. It's crazy. I mean, like, it's gone by fast, and at the same time, it feels like I've known her forever, so I don't know. It's weird. But I'm really happy that we've made it work a year, especially because for most of the time it's been long distance, and if you've ever been in a long distance relationship, you know how hard that is. My fucking fireplace. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm very happy that we have made it to a year. And we really haven't had any issues. I feel like the main reason we haven't had any issues is just because, like, I feel like we communicate really well on everything, and, like, we don't really keep anything from each other, and, I don't know, it's, like, the most non-judgmental, open, just easiest relationship I've ever been in, and it's just crazy to think that I got that lucky. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm happy with her. She makes me very happy, and I'm gonna smoke. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's nice when, okay, so, like, I don't know if some of you might not know, I live in Washington State, and if you've never been to Washington around this time of year, like, starting in October, I mean, October is, like, pretty much the end of any type of decent weather, but starting in October and ending around, like, June, July, we have such shit weather. Like, it's so cold, it's cloudy all the time, we hardly ever get any sun. Like, sometimes there'll be a day or two of sun, but for the most part, there's no sun. It's generally raining. I mean, I don't mind the rain. I actually really like the rain. But when it's just raining and so dark all the time, like, it does start to wear on you. So, at least for me, like, this is definitely, like, when my seasonal depression starts acting up. So, it's really nice to just have someone like Faye to help me through that, especially, like, I mean, she's going through it too. But, you know, we can go through it together, and we can, like, talk through it and stuff. And the nice part is, like, she gets it. So, like, half the time I don't even need to, like, explain what I'm thinking to her, because she, like, already knows. And, like, that's just so crazy, because, like, I've never, like, been on, like, so, like, you know, I've never, like, been on such the fucking same page as someone else before. I mean, like, I have with, like, my friends and stuff, but, like, those are my friends, you know, like, I'm not dating them. I mean, you know, so it's awesome to, like, have that in a partner. And I think the fact that we're both girls helps with that too, because similar struggles and all. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is the last thing I wanted to say on that, I think it's interesting because a lot of the time I feel like, you know, if you're depressed and stuff, it's really fucking hard to get out of bed sometimes, and it's hard to, like, have motivation to do anything because everything kind of feels hopeless. And I see a lot of the time people are like, okay, well, yeah, but you can't just put all of that onto another person. And I totally agree. Like, you know, if you're, like, living your life, you can't put your happiness and, like, your feelings and emotions onto another person. Like, you can't make someone else responsible for how you're feeling. That's fucking not fair to anyone. Like, it's not fair to you, it's not fair to the person, yeah. However, I think there's an exception to that, because I think when you're depressed, like, sometimes it is good not to, like, give the other person the responsibility to make you happy, but allowing someone else to make you happy, if that makes sense. Like, there's a slight difference there, and I'm not sure if you haven't been depressed if you're going to understand what I mean by that, but, I mean, if you get what I mean by that, then, like, welcome to the club. But, I don't know, I think it's okay if you need to rely on another person to give you a reason to get out of bed for a little while, you know? I think that's okay if you're depressed and you need to, like, do stuff like that to help you out and, you know, not fucking jump off that cliff, either, like, literally or metaphorically. You know, because, like, I don't know, I think people give depressed people a lot of shit, and there's this whole kind of stereotype of depressed people being, like, selfish. And, like, I've literally heard that before about people that have, like, committed suicide, that they're being selfish. And, like, if you think that, then you've never, ever felt anywhere near, like, what depression feels like, or, like, what being suicidal feels like. Because if you have, then, like, you can't really say that that's selfish. I mean, like, you know, because it's not selfish. It's just, like, so overwhelming and, like, all-encompassing that, like, sometimes that feels like the only way. I mean, it's not at all. And I definitely advocate for, you know, at least giving yourself another day, you know, and then at the end of that day, giving yourself another day. Just, you know, take it one day at a time and, you know, see if you can see some puppies that next day or something, you know? Like, focus on the little things. If you're at that point, focus on, like, anything that can give you some kind of, like, glimpse at happiness. But off of that, people are often, like, criticized when they're depressed, I feel like, because, you know, at least in my experience, like, how I deal with my depression is I definitely, like, go into myself. I get quiet. I, like, just don't really talk to people as much. You know, I just kind of, like, close down because it's kind of like, I don't know, for me, being depressed kind of, like, sends me into, like, hibernation in a way. And so I spend most of my time just kind of trying to get through the day. And so I do things that I really enjoy. I spend time with my puppies. I draw. You know, if my eating disorder's not being super annoying, I cook and I eat good food. You know, that kind of stuff. But I generally kind of just, like, try and be alone because that usually helps for a little bit. And then I get to a point where, like, being alone is the opposite of helpful and I need to be around other people. Otherwise, it gets bad. But, I mean, I think a lot of times, like, people do stuff like that, and then people think that they're being selfish. Like, oh, you're only thinking about yourself. You don't want to spend time with me. You know, you're like doing all this stuff for yourself, and it's just like, but you know, like, if you're depressed, like, everything you do is terrible and you don't want to do it, and the things that generally make you happy don't make you happy anymore. And so, like, anything that you feel like might cause a little bit of happiness or might make you feel better, definitely you should do it. I mean, as long as it's not hurting other people, obviously, but you get what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, it's hard to find those things when you're depressed, so when you do find those things, take advantage of it, basically, is what I'm saying. And, stop giving people shit for doing that, I guess, you know? Yeah. I remember one time when I was dating this guy, I was really depressed, and I mean, he was also one of those people that, like, didn't believe in depression, which was kind of confusing. Like, I mean, like, he did, but he, like, felt, he treated it like it was a choice. I don't know, it was really weird. But he would always, like, give me shit because I would, like, go shopping or something. Like, even if it was just window shopping. Like, I would just go shopping a lot because shopping at least makes me not feel sad. So, you know, it was just something that I could do to, like, take a break from feeling sad. And, he would always give me so much shit for it. Like, why can't you just, like, choose to do something more productive? Or, like, why do you always have to go shopping? Like, you're wasting time and money and blah, blah, blah. But it was, like, to me, it wasn't a waste of time and money because it was giving me something. It was giving me a break from being fucking depressed. You know? So, I don't know. That was just a little rant off of that. But on that note, let's go window shopping. I already cleaned out my fridge, so I'm gonna smoke more of that. And then we'll see what fucking store we end up at. Alright, have fun. Wait, have fun? What am I saying? I'll see you at the store. Bye.